You know, I keep thinking about all the hell that I ended up going through. All because of the factor that, in an attempt to blame shift, alright? Trying to point a finger at me to try to create and sensationalize some type of scandal. You know? Which, let's be real, when it comes down to a, fucking story or even, oh my god, tell me how exciting it would be, alright? When you literally get down to the bottom of it, alright? I was misled to lure me into bed. Once upon a time, years ago. Alright? Nothing I could do about it now. Ultimately, had the person not lied to me, would I have been willing to fuck with them? No. Be honest with you, no. And the funny thing is, they ended up going ahead and, trying to look around and be like, hey, is there anybody else that'd be willing to fall for this and everything? And they ended up getting to realize the fact that the only reason that they'd be able to get any type pity out of me in general was because of the factor of being able to sympathize with having a degenerative disease. Alright? That was literally the only thing we had in common. So, that being said, imagine people wanted to go ahead and be like, we're gonna try to set up some whole catch a predator thing and no justice, no peace, we will prevail. Please, let's go ahead and relitigate it. Because going ahead and telling somebody that you are a little person, who ended up. And keep in mind, like, I took their word for it. Not to mention that when somebody goes ahead and presents you with fake identification, you have to kind of take their word for it. So, anyway, ultimately, because of that circumstance, they coerce consent. Rape. So, ultimately, we're trying to be like, oh, you better pay up or we're going to expose you. You got nothing to expose. When something's out there, you literally have nothing to hold over them. Now that you have nothing to be able to hold over anybody, how fucking pathetic are you in your own life that you've got literally no power or control, that you had to go ahead and try to fucking extort and blackmail somebody to see how much you could fucking get out of them. Trying to ruin every opportunity possible until they would be stupid enough to pay your fucking ransom. And now, you got yourself in legal trouble because while you went and put your name on fucking court documents and papers and shit, you literally identified in the process of your harassment campaign, you identified who you were. By going ahead and submitting sworn depositions, you literally snitched on yourself, while simultaneously making it abundantly easier for law enforcement to be able to uncover your scheme. So that is absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, you literally self-owned. But as far as the lawsuits and everything, tortious interference, contractual entrapment, obtaining property under false pretenses, defamation by implication, defamation by hearsay, you're fucked. There's a reason why I've said, go ahead, let's do this. Ultimately try to be like, demand accountability. The truth will set you free. I already did consent courses. I already did sensitivity training, diversity training. Like, you do realize, like, I had to go ahead and put twice as much work in to get my fucking degree. Like, anything past this, you would end up going ahead and causing the Department of Justice to end up having to pay heavier in the punitive aspect when it comes down to oppression of civil liberties. So, like, you can go ahead and outcry for what you want. But at this point, you can cry and plead in one hand and shit in the other, and you tell me which fills up first.